we're not seeing that they have effectively removed black men from households. You know what I'm saying? And a crazy stat came out. 70% of the motherfuckers in prison are from single mother households.
I saw that stat.
Yet, the single father household is the same as a mother and father in the house. The kids that's in prison. Stat-wise. Yeah. A single father is holding down the kid the same as a two-parent household when it comes to that kid going to prison. But the single mother household, has all the 70% of those kids are in prison. Right. What's that say? They've effectively removed us, put a motherfucking price tag on you checking your kid's homework. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman now wants money for things that ain't even got nothing to do with the child's well-being.
Right.
You know how much a father's glance saying don't do that is worth? It's invaluable. Mm-hmm. They put a price tag on that. And he's not there to be like, no, because she bought into the system of you're not providing something that the state will give me. And that the state will, and I'll make you give it to me. So later for you cooking dinner, later for you doing the dishes while I'm going to work, because every dynamic doesn't have to be what they said it has to be. In some households, the woman might go to work and the father's holding the kid down. As long as it's a family, as long as it's a nuclear family, a word that I learned when I was 40 years old, a nuclear family, then we win as a community. That's where we lose. The community, you know what a community I've learned a community is? A community isn't a bunch of individuals that live somewhere. It's a bunch of families that live somewhere and the individuals around it and how the individuals affect the families of the community. Look at every other community. It's families and the people around, how that affects the families. Ours is the only one where the family isn't the nucleus. But every other community, the family is the nucleus of the community. They've effectively dismissed ours, put our children in plantation, you know what I'm saying, and make money off of it on the stock market. We are modern day slaves. And we're too caught up in what this said to me on IG to even recognize it.
So it's bigger than the music.
It's much bigger than the music.
It's much bigger. Like you said, it's
Look at the play. Look at the play.
How long did you know that for?
I've been peeping it since I understood that motherfuckers make money on the stock market or for privatized prisons. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Was that during your career?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they've taken away a cat like me that might have something to say that might be to the contrary of I blew that nigga's brains out. They've effectively muted us. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga that's talking about I blew that nigga's brains out, let's get him on the show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're pushing. And the cats that are, you know, like these are babies, man. Like, you know, like, yeah, these cats are about it, but by the time these cats realize what happens, they're already gone.
How do you fix it?
We fix it by standing up.
What does that mean?
That means,
be specific.
That means that as a community, we start speaking truth to power, man. We start talking, we got to take away the mentality of hater.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because once money really got involved, okay, now you don't want to knock a nigga's hustle, but a nigga's poisoning the community. You know what I'm saying? So we'll sacrifice the community for this nigga to get rich? Nah, that's not what we do.
Do you answer, how do you answer when someone says, and I'm playing devil's advocate.
Nah, please, because these are the conversations we need to have.
When someone steps to you and goes, yo, you a hypocrite. You a hypocrite.
You know what? I think
did time, you had cracks in your pocket. Who are you to tell somebody else not to get money?
Right.
And you got friends who are still getting money and you ain't saying nothing to them. So who are you to tell anybody anything?
And I will stand up and let them know I'm the motherfucker that gives a fuck about your well-being. Word up. I'm the motherfucker that wants you, that sees you are so much more than you see yourself as. yo, this is my word. Like even the cats that I know that are still getting money, the object isn't to get money. The object is to do something with the money so that, you know what I'm saying, that affects change. You know what I'm saying? Even the cats I'm shouting that, you know, that came up from that, they're not trying to get money to disenfranchise our community. They're trying to get money to build something that helps our community. The cats I fuck with own shit. They're working, they're hiring people, and they're teaching their children the difference. You know, like I tell anybody that has to hustle, part of hustling is having the goal of not hustling.
The exit plan.
Right. That's the hugest thing. You hustle for a number. The number represents what you're about to do. You know what I'm saying? To not hustle. That's what hustling really should be about. You hustle to not have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you might have to take a calculated risk and take a penitentiary chance on occasion. But you do that so you don't ever have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You do that so your kid never has to do that. And you share the experience. Like you speak to it. Like, you know, like you don't glorify it and make it so that you can do just like I did. I hustled. You can hustle too.
Right.
Nah. Like that's the worst shit you can do. That's the worst shit you can do. You set shit up where it's understood, yo, I put it like this, motherfuckers picked cotton, so we ain't gotta pick cotton. Don't get it twisted. You can still pick cotton, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have to pick cotton. You know what I'm saying? Like we're way beyond that. Now, if you choose to go pick cotton, because that's what you've been taught, then, you know, that becomes something where you've decided to limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stop you from limiting yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you step back, you come to see like, oh shit, there's fucking oranges, there's fucking tomatoes, there's fucking grapes. I ain't gotta pick this cotton. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a gamut of shit that I can be doing if I choose to be in this particular lane. And we're not seeing the gamut of shit. We're just saying, this is what they told me to do.
You didn't touch on areas like this in your albums, though. Like every so slight, like I remember a slight street element to Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I thought the name was created because you're rolling around with all these Afrocentric, peace, love, and harmony dudes, and here you are pulling a gun out in a skit and having freaky songs about threesomes with Q-Tip and Long and like wilding out. So I was like, oh, that's the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I would have never thought that.
I mean, but there's also cuts like Black with Envy, Black with No Vision. You know what I'm saying? Where we're speaking to directly what we're talking about now. And, you know, and one of the things I think I also learned, you know, just in my company, is that I learned how to say things in a roundabout way. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the dopest things I think about the natives that they taught me was, like in me trying to find my voice, I couldn't sound like them. So I had to find a way to say some of the things that we were saying, but not how they were saying it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it really made me step back and have to think of just witty ways to say something that you might not even catch in this moment, but eventually you're gonna bump into. And throughout my career, I think I've evolved much closer to who I am in this conversation as opposed to who I was at a Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, you know, like my later projects, you know, the first two were probably the major label ones, but I've released 4 or 5 independent projects.
Right.
That and this is my word, at a bar that I feel is very high. Like I never chose, you hear artists say, yeah, I had to dumb down to get the paper. I'm not an advocate of that. I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to dumb down to get some money.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow